Hello everyone, welcome to my channel German Talks, and I hope you're doing safe and fantastic wherever you are in the world. Today, I have not come up with yet another contract management topic or any legal jargon associated with contracts, but to play out the interdependencies and synergies with one of a very crucial arm of an enterprise. And as you must have seen in the topic of the video is with the treasury management. So I'll come up with some interesting anecdotes. So please stay tuned till the end of the video. So let's get started. Well, who is treasury or what do they do? So treasury is one part of the corporate finance family, and they are always entrusted by the company by the executive management to take care of the cash which is kept in the company, to take care of whether to keep it in liquid, semi-liquid, or in stocks, bonds, or foreign currency investment transactions. I'll avoid the word investment here because treasury is a very short-lived entry and exit from the market. So they are the ones who safeguard and take care of these things, the cash and the cash equivalents, and to how to manage and to hedge a foreign exchange risk in any company. They are often called as one of the sharpest people one can find out in the corporate finance world, and that's perfectly true. And they're very small and largely concentrated function, mostly at the corporate headquarters level, and there they are busy in their own world of foreign exchange hedgings and how to earn maximum, at the same time safeguarding the company's cash. Okay, so they are the treasury professionals. And the contract management side, it's always it's a very rushy kind of a function, and most often than not, they are never together, unless and until in very few examples where, like oil and gas industry or airline industry. Otherwise, both these functions sit pretty far away from each other, although they by and large form a part of corporate finance function. How can a treasury guy help a contract management guy, or what benefit would the company get if these two entities start collaborating with each other more often than not? Okay, number one is foreign exchange. Now, a contract management person will always engage into contract with multinational contracts where he is supposed to pay in GBP or INR, USD, Canadian dollar, and things like that. He or she is least interested by and large into the dynamics of that once the contract is signed, then things go back to oblivion, that when to pay the money, how to pay the money. The maximum one thinks is how much is the payment term, 60 days, 30 days, and this is the payment currency and matter ends. But how is the actual currency being managed? It's managed by a treasury guy. So it can so happen that the dollar is going up versus the rupee, and this is the best time to encash the dollar. But if you are about to pay in dollar, then that's the wrong time. And this is something which a treasury guy will tell, that for this long period, this is what's supposed to be the trend, or this is how I have hedged the rates. So number one is foreign exchange. Number two is upfront payments. Now listen, treasury guy is the custodian of the cash. How much cash should it pay upfront to someone versus it is in deferred payments? Now that is governed by a treasury man's logic on the cost of capital or the notional loss. Now the cost of capital always is calculated as a weighted average mix of cost of equity and cost of debt. Combining both, we get WACC, weighted average cost of capital. Now, few companies may be a lot debt, may have more exposure in the debt, few are having more exposure in equity, not in the capital structure but in the treasury trading structure. Mostly it's the equity is lesser in the treasury function and more on the debt, but it's always good to understand that if I am paying someone $1 today versus $1 2 days later or 10 days later, how much would be the notional loss if I had invested this $1 for next 2 days? How much would be the notional loss? And this is something which is very, very dear to any corporate finance professional. But when treasury guy speaks, there is a different meaning to that. So this is number 2. Number 3 is, all of us want to pay the money, but at the same time we negotiate the contract, but at the same time we do not know what is the capital obligations of any company at a corporate level. Maybe the company is going through a past merger and acquisition exercise where it has to do a lot of monthly payments, and in this case doing an upfront payment would jeopardize or hamper or stop or trouble the company in its post M&A obligations of paying the before closing the deal, or even like post or pre, whatever the payment obligations arising out of an M&A exercise. This is another thing. And who what would be the benefits coming out of this? Like if the treasury and contract management are together, then the capital decisions are taken at a wise level, and holding cash, whether to hold or whether to pay it off. Now, a traditional finance person will always pay at the last day of the payment cycle. Say 60 days payment, he or she would pay on the 60th day. But maybe the treasury guy may say that, you know what, you have to pay in GBP, foreign exchange. I have hedged till 55 days. After 55 days, I don't have foreign exchange hedging. So you better forget about those last 5 days and pay it on 55th day, and stop thinking about that loss on the working capital or anything like that. So this is one thing. And of course, it helps in understanding the foreign exchange advice, and over a long period of time, it helps a contract management professional to understand and to decide that which country or which region or which currency to avoid and which one not to avoid, and to understand how to better hedge and how to do the foreign exchange price corrections in any contract. Because foreign exchange is once there is a foreign exchange correction clause in the contract, it further becomes as a GP, geometric progression. It progresses, it builds over on itself like a compounding interest. So these two seemingly distant cousins in a corporate function, treasury and sourcing, have a very, very important role to play if they come together. Well, that's all. And in case if you feel connected with my content, please do like, share this video, and I look forward to your valuable feedback. Thank you.